Hi there, I'm Janet. Join me in this lesson as we tackle an essay from Blossoms of the Savannah. Women suffer in male dominated societies. Write an essay to validate the truth of this assertion, basing your illustrations on Blossoms of the Savannah. In most societies, men hold primary power and influence. Blossoms of the Savannah highlights the problems women suffer in a male-dominated society. Resian, Tayo, Mama Milanoi and Minik Enekoitoi suffer a myriad of problems in Nasila. Resian suffers for simply being born a girl. Olekailo is infuriated when his second-born child turns out to be a girl. He had prayed for a boy and wanted at least 3 boys. The society values boys more than girls. A boy would carry the Kailo's name to the next generation. Olekailo offers Resian as a sacrificial lamb when Oloisudori comes looking for a wife. As much as she knows her father hates her, she's shocked that he has the temerity to sell her to a man she hates with a passion. Resian is always sad and a love owing to her father's mistreatment. Resian feels betrayed by her father and at one point considers committing suicide. She is forced to run away from home with the help of Olarinkoi. Surely, women in male dominated societies suffer a great deal. Men in Nasila use female genital mutilation to oppress women. Women are considered a wild gender that has to be tamed through female genital mutilation. Girls who undergo female genital mutilation suffer physical and physiological pain. Uncircumcised girls are mocked, derided, and contemptuously referred to as Intoye Nemengalana. Circumcised girls, on the other hand, are considered decent and accorded respect. The subject of FGM makes Tayo and Resian feel squeamish, hopeless, and downcast. Resian feels that FGM is useless today and is only used by men to oppress women. Tayo is duped and taken to a sweat village 5 kilometers away from Nasila, where she is forcibly circumcised. We are told she is dragged out of a hut, splashed with 20 liters of cold water, wrestled to the ground, and circumcised. The excruciating procedure is carried out using a blade-like tool which was known as Olmurunya. She faints and only regains her consciousness 2 days later. She even imagines she had died. Even after being rescued, she suffers bouts of pain, sickness, restless, and weakness. This all happened in order for her to be married off to Oloisudori, since men in Nasila do not marry Intoye Nemengelana. In male-dominated societies, women suffer forced early marriages. When Risian learns that she has to marry Oloisudori, she is thrown into a sea of agony. Forced marriage is rampant in Nasila. Oloisudori and Olarinkoi try to marry Resian forcefully. Resian's dream is to join Egerton University. Her father, however, plans to marry her off to Oloisudori against her will. He makes all these plans behind Resian's back. He receives cash and gifts from Oloisudori, knowing too well that Resian only values university education. Oloisudori even considers rendering Resian unconscious should she decline his proposal. At Inkito, Resian realizes that many girls are married to old men. One girl is 18 and her husband is about 75. Such girls live in squalor conditions. To avoid marrying Oloisudori, Resian runs away from home. She endures an agonizing 3-week stay at Inkito, battling hostile hosts, mosquitoes, anger, and physical injury. Surely she suffers a lot when her father tries to marry her off without her consent. In Nasila, We are told that Resian and Tayo suffer sexual exploitation since they are not circumcised. They are mocked and shielded by strangers. Two vagabonds attempt to molest them. Like most men in Nasila, Tara and Lante do not respect women. When they first met, Oloisdori harasses Resian despite her being too young for him. She describes him as an ill-mannered devil. At Inquieto, Olarinkoi unsuccessfully tries to rape Resian. He comes home drunk as a skunk and demands her for food from her. He then tries to molest her. She fights back fiercely and bites his thumb. Olarinkoi then assaults her viciously, rendering her unconscious. For a couple of weeks that follow, Resian endures pain from the attack. Resian and Tayo undergo physical and emotional anguish in the hands of men who abuse their privacy. Women in Nasila suffer because they are voiceless. Mama Milano is voiceless when her husband plans to marry off Resian to Oloisudori. She cannot even dissuade him from circumcising their daughters. In Nasila, it is men who make decisions. Mama Milanoi suffers sleepless nights, pondering in pain owing to the excruciating experience awaiting her daughters, yet she remains voiceless. Mama Milanoi is in a dilemma because she is torn between being a dutiful wife and being a protective mother to Tayo and Resian. As a submissive wife, she has little choice but to submit her husband and Nasila cultural dictates. She is baffled that an old man like Olosudori could marry Resian, something that was unheard of during her childhood days. She visits and talks to other women like Yeyo Botor in an attempt to avert the marriage. The thoughts of early marriage and circumcision take her through mental torture, yet the male-dominated society gangs her and renders her voiceless. She suffers in silence. Minik Enekoitoi is treated contemptuously by men in Nasila. Men like Simiren and Olemusanga hate her passionately. She is referred to as Entankoroi, a derogatory name for a sharp-tongued woman. When she tries to stop Simiren from circumcising her daughters and marrying them off to old men, we are told he chases her away and almost assaults her physically. Olemsanga curses her that she may go down with the setting sun. Even women in Nasila call her a witch. Minik Enekoitoi suffers mistreatment and alienation in Nasila simply because she fights archaic practices like early marriages and female genital mutilation, which are perpetuated and fueled by men with a view of oppressing women. In conclusion, it is clear that women suffer in male-dominated societies. That is the end of this essay. Thank you so